All right, Matt Ryan had a great day yesterday. The Falcons had a great day yesterday as they beat the Saints in New Orleans. And Matt joining us now. Prior to yesterday's win, you guys had one win. So what's it like celebrating when you're 2-7 as opposed to 7-2?
Well, it felt good. It had been too long in between the two of them, that's for sure. But it is different, when you're struggling and it's been a rough go for the last, 5 or 6 weeks. It feels good to get that done, particularly when you're on the road and you got the flight back and everybody's together. It was fun last night and much needed for us.
If knowing what you know now, and I could take you back to August 30th, and you could change something back then, like before the season starts, what would you do differently?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can put your finger on it of what the one thing would be that would kind of change the direction for us. I think, if anything, it would just be a reminder to everybody of how fine the line is between wins and losses in this league, and that everything you do is important and everything makes a difference. And that would be, the reminder that I would give everybody, because we've had a handful of losses that, were one-score games, and if 2 or 3 of those go differently, we're right in the mix right now. We're kind of in the middle of the pack, and we're not in a point where our backs are against the wall. So that would kind of be the message.
Easier to move forward after a loss when you're 34 or when you're 24?
24. I think there's just so much. You're just naive, and things you don't realize, how hard it is and how tough it is, and all of those things. And I think you just kind of move on a little bit easier. At 34, you've got a little bit more scar tissue, and they sting a little bit more.
Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, of course, went to Alabama. Do you give them a little grief on Sunday morning after the loss to LSU?
Well, we were all in the hotel watching that game, and one of our other wide receivers, Russell Gage, went to LSU. So the back and forth between the three of them was pretty good, and Russ was flying high, man. First time they had won, I guess, in 9 years or something like that. So he was feeling pretty good.
Nobody brings up Boston College, though, right?
Devontae Freeman did, because he went to Florida State, so he brought up the fact that we lost to them and a little bit of money needed to change hands.
Hey, it was close, though. I mean, you guys almost had a chance. Now you got Notre Dame coming up next, don't you?
Yeah, they've got Notre Dame coming up, and it's tough. That was one that they needed to knock off, and just didn't go their way on Saturday afternoon, which was tough to see.
It was, I think, after the Week 2 win against Philadelphia, and I asked you something simple. Could you work the name McLovin into one of your Audible calls? And we listened. Did we miss it?
It was loud yesterday. It was loud in that dome. I'm not sure you could pick up all the calls.
Wait. Are you saying you said? I'm going to take your word for it, Matt. Because
no, I did not say it yesterday. I can't lie. I can't tell a lie. But I still got 7 games left in the regular season to work this in. Keep listening.
Okay, that might be the reason you're 2-7. Just saying. You get up.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just put in my notes on my iPhone to remind Dirk Cutter to put McLovin in.
Have you had a strange Audible call? Like, Peyton got credit for Omaha, and I think Roethlisberger, didn't he do the Bud Light? Didn't he do that one? Do you have a fun one?
The game we hit against right after I talked to you guys against Philadelphia, the play we hit was called Stella. And so I'm still waiting for a couple of cases of Stellas to arrive at the door. That would be a nice little marketing deal to get done.
Okay, but who comes up with those names?
Oh, man, it's across the board. Sometimes it's the coaches. Sometimes it's players just changing, it's whatever triggers guys to remember things. And so sometimes a case of beer or a beer call is a good thing for the offensive line for them to remember, plays by.
Now, I know your kids are young, but when you go home tonight, and there's a big game on nationally with Seattle against the 49ers, do you care about that game?
Yeah, I'll watch. I'm a fan. I really am. A fan of the NFL and enjoy watching. Enjoy watching other teams.
But does your wife go, come on, hon?
She's into it. My wife is into sports and loves it. And so typically our Monday nights, if we're not playing, is the date night. And so, put the kids to bed and head out to dinner and find a spot that has the game on. And, we like, our deal, we kind of like to sit at the bar, have dinner at the bar with the game on in the background.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Well, then you knew that going into the marriage. Then that was that part of the vows, and that.
No doubt, you got to do your research beforehand, man. You got to make sure this is a go. It's a good thing.
Hey, congrats on the win yesterday. It's one of those games where I'm watching. I'm going, wait, which one's the team that could go to the Super Bowl this year? Did you at some point go, look at what we're doing to the Saints here in New Orleans?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a feeling of disappointment with how the first half of the season has gone and what we feel like we're capable of doing. Because I thought yesterday we didn't do anything extraordinary. We just did what we're capable of doing and played well, played smart, played efficiently, and beat a good football team on the road.
Well, congrats, and we appreciate your time. And, of course, we'll be listening in the game against Carolina when you yell out, McLovin! McLovin!
It's coming.
Yeah.
It is coming. I put a note in there. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Thank you, Matt. Good to talk to you.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
I'm going to have to hold him to that. Now I got to listen close. Now I got to watch Falcon games. That's going to be tough.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.